If you haven't seen this week's episode, go watch it, because spoilers, spoilers, spoilers. Seriously, go watch the episode of Legend of Korra if you haven't seen it. Hello everybody, Austin Studios here for another review of Legend of Korra. This episode, they played episode 3, Civil Wars Part 1. I absolutely loved this episode. This was probably the best episode this season so far. It was even better than some of the episodes last season. Probably the worst part of this episode was the ending. It ended on a cliffhanger, so now I have to wait a whole nother week to see the next episode. When we left off last episode, it seemed like there was going to be a civil war, and yeah, it seems there's going to be a civil war. Korra is caught between these two extremes. She wants to follow her uncle, Unalaq. Unalaq, that's his name, I remembered it this time. But his ways seem a little bit extreme. Anyways, on the other end of the spectrum, we got the people who live in the Southern Water Tribe who feel like they need to fight back against Unalaq because they feel the North is taking over. The South will rise again. Korra has to be neutral between these two extremes because she's the Avatar. She knows that the Southern Water Tribe is her home, but she also knows that starting a war is not the way to solve their problems. So a lot of this episode is just Korra trying to confront Unalaq and her father and the people in the South to try to come to an agreement, but they're too torn apart. They pretty much hate each other. I loved how they showed how easily a war can be started. A bunch of kids were just throwing snowballs at the wrong people, and it almost started the Civil War. They also ended up making things worse, too. This kind of reminds me of Full Metal Alchemist. How the whole Ishvalan War was started by just one soldier killing one child. 2 people involved. 1 soldier, 1 child. Wars could be years in the making, but it only takes one stupid incident to light the spark to war. However, Korra's not the only one who's struggling. We also got Tenzin and his family who are on vacation, and Vacation Tenzin is in full swing. Ding! Until they find out that Ikki is missing, of course. So Tenzin and his siblings go to find Ikki. We end up learning a little bit more about Tenzin's siblings. We find out that Kaya and Bumi think that Aang loved Tenzin the most. Aang took Tenzin on all sorts of trips that they never got to go on. Bumi is continuously trying to convince Kaya and Tenzin that he, even though he's a non-bender, can do everything that a bender can do. I feel you, Bumi. I wish I was a bender too. I'm sorry. Just give me a sec. Anyways, I loved this new character development. I didn't really like Kaya and Bumi in the last episode. I thought they were just okay, but I loved them in this episode. Keep up the good work with them. Ding! Oh yeah, I almost forgot. So they're looking for Ikki, and this is my theory. I think that Ikki was taken into the spirit world by a dark spirit. Blows your mind, doesn't it? We also got a third story going on with Mako, Bolin, and the twins. Bolin's starting to feel that he's got to break up with that one twin girl that I can't remember what her name is. So he goes to Mako for some advice. Let me just say, Mako is so much better in this episode than last. He's not the stupid boyfriend, but the wise, older brother like he's supposed to be. I also liked what they did with the twins. The twins are very in sync. I don't know why I'm doing this. That's the signal for in sync. Or you can think of this in sync, but the twins are very in sync. When they get up from the table, they walk off in sync, turn at the exact same time, and walk off with perfect intervals that a marching band student would be extremely jealous of. I also love the scene at the end with Korra and her family. Korra thought that her father was helping the South start a revolution against the North. And when she found out that her father wasn't a part of the revolution, she was relieved. Tears started coming down her eyes. She just goes over and gives her dad a big ol' hug. This is the one manly tear. Just one. This is great because we've seen Korra yell at her dad for 3 episodes, and now that's finally resolved, and she loves her family again, man. All you need is love, man. All you need is love. But apparently Unalaq doesn't need love, because he's putting his own brother and sister-in-law in jail for something that they didn't even do. Why didn't they show 2 this week, but they're showing it next week, and I don't know if I can wait that long. This was a great episode. I loved it. I think it was better than the last 2. It's getting better. I honestly think it's better than last season too. It's funnier than last season. And this story's a little bit better than last season too. I want to thank Nickelodeon for, first of all, letting the show be made, but also getting the episodes up in a timely manner online. I don't have cable, and getting them up an hour after the show airs is great. Thank you guys for watching. Tell me in the comments what you thought of the episode. Give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to me. I'll hopefully do this again next week with the next episode of Legend of Korra. And I'll see you next week. Austin Studios, signing off.